You and I both know that it is very common for dogs to develop fears of going to the vet. So, whether you are trying to prevent that fear or you're trying to overcome that fear, there are a couple of things that you can do to make life a little bit easier for your dog. The first of which is to take your dog to the vet when you are not scheduled for an appointment. That means as you're driving by, I want you to pop in. You are just going into the waiting room, into the lobby area, and letting your dog see everybody. Now, this is something you can do as you go by, just pop in, or it's something where you can call up the reception area and ask, is it a busy day? Is there a lot going on? Can I just pop in with my dog for a quick visit? Your goal here is to get them familiar with the environment and get them excited to see the people there. Usually the receptionists are going to be incredibly excited to see your puppy. They'll come around, they'll give them pets, they'll give them cuddles, they'll give them treats, which is really important. Bring some treats for them to give your dog so that we are fostering a positive experience. Get your dog on the scale, which is also helpful for you to have updated records, for your vet to have updated records, and to get your dog familiar for standing on those scales. And let them do a little bit of exploring. When we're creating good, positive experiences, they're not just going to the scary back room and getting shots and getting surgeries and all of the negative things. That is going to help alleviate a lot of that fear. If they know they get to go to the vet to see their friends, the fun people who are in the reception waiting area, now it's going to be a much more positive experience. And if your vet is passing by and can say hello, that's even better. We know vets tend to be really busy, so they're not going to be involved in a lot of these just pop-in visits. But if they can, if they're around, that's going to work to your benefit as well. Now, I also want you to be taking your dog to places that are similar to the vet's office, specifically with the flooring. We know the second that dogs hit that floor, that cold, hard floor in the vet's office, that's a terrifying experience. And with my previous dogs, because I didn't take them out in public very much, they were very much the little homebodies that they were. When I would go to other places and they had those same floors, my dogs would be terrified. So I used to take them to different places that would offer like vaccines for their dogs so I wouldn't have to go to the vet to do them. The second we hit those floors, we went into any of those stores, my dogs would panic. So with my new dogs, I am taking them to places like Lowe's and Home Depot and Hobby Lobby that allow dogs to go into these stores where a lot of people take their dogs to train them just so that they're comfortable with the stores, with those types of floors. So they're getting the environment. They're getting a lot of people. They're getting a lot of noises and smells and new things around them. They're getting the sensation of that flooring, and they're getting similar experiences so that they are not triggered into thinking when my feet touch that floor, something bad is going to happen. So taking them to other environments that are maybe more inviting or maybe more interesting or just a different type of environment, but is somewhat similar, is going to work to your benefit. Now, you also want to make sure that you are taking comfort items, something that is going to make your dog feel comfortable while you're in the vet's office. That could be a blanket, that can be some of their toys, that could be anything that is going to provide a sense of normalcy and calm for your dog. So you are taking them and you're putting them in a situation that is a little bit scary. If you bring their favorite toys, if you bring a blanket, if you bring things to make it nicer. So again, they're not sitting on the cold, hard floor. So they're comfortable and next to you so that they're playing with things that they like. That's going to help to alleviate a lot of that fear as well. And then, of course, you also have the option of leaving your dog in the car. You don't have to sit in the waiting room. I know the waiting room is terrifying. The waiting room is not good. There's a lot of other dogs barking. There's cats. There's other creatures sometimes. There's a lot of people walking back and forth. There's a lot of dogs going to the back room. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to make sure that we don't put them in scary environments. There's no reason to sit in a waiting room if your dog is scared of the waiting room. Leave your dog in the car. Walk yourself into the vet's office. Say, hey, we're here. We're waiting in the car. Come get us when it's our turn. If you have somebody else with you, one of you can wait inside the waiting room and then come out and get the dog. But you can leave your dog in your car with you or with another person, and you can then just take them straight back to the waiting room when it is their turn. There is no point in putting them in a situation that's going to feel harassing to them. So you have the option of making this a little bit easier by leaving them in that safer for them environment inside of your car, which is also a little more controlled. It's quieter. It's just less scary and less abrasive to your dog. So those are for things that you can do to level up your vet visits. The more often you go, the easier it's going to be for your dog, and the more positive associations that you're giving them, the less they're going to lean into that terror because they know the last time they were there, they got that painful surgery. So making sure that you are making efforts to make this a little bit easier for your dog is going to be really helpful and work to your benefit as your dog is continuing to grow. And it's also really important to make sure that you at home are also doing things that your vet is going to be doing. So you should frequently be putting your hands on your dog in the same manner that your vet is, to go over their muscles, to feel their body, to look in their teeth, to open their mouth, to touching them, to looking in their ears and playing with their eyes. Do those things a couple of times a week to desensitize your dog to it, so that once you're in the room with them, it's also not as terrifying and you don't have to worry about your dog potentially biting someone who is helping them to be a little healthier. So making sure that you have those conversations with your vet and you prepare for that is really going to work to your benefit. Drop your questions down below and follow along, because we have full playlists on how to travel with your dog, how to document your dog through photos and videos, how to make your vet visits even easier, how to make your car rides to the vet even easier, traveling with your dog, all of those fun, fabulous, wonderful things, from tools and technology to enrichment ideas for your dog to help you level up as a dog parent for your pup so you can live your best life possible. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.